So I found this app called Grit. It's a daily habit tracker that's generating over $100,000 a month. Absolutely insane. Now, I went and did a little research, and to be honest, there's not much to it. It's basically a really nice app that allows people to develop good habits and break bad ones. But since I don't know how to code, I figured why not vibe code something similar to this, at least to get started, right? So I went ahead and actually built something very similar using this vibe coding platform called Rork.com. The best part is you kind of get to create your app just by natural language. And then also one of the things that's difficult is submitting your app to the App Store. The great thing is I found that with Roark, you can actually submit this in 3 simple steps. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do this. We're going to go ahead and create this app from start, and then we're going to go ahead and submit it to the App Store. All right, let's get started. All right, so let's go ahead and start over. As you can see, this is my app here, these different tabs that are available for me. But all I'm going to do is completely start from scratch. So go ahead and click on the link in the description. It's going to bring you to this page where you can sign up for a free account on Roark. Now, Roark.com is a company that's from San Francisco, California. One of the things that's really impressive, honestly, about Roark compared to other vibe coding platforms is this Roark Max that they recently released. I mean, I've been trying these different vibe coding platforms for a long time, but honestly, this is hands down the best vibe coding platform when it comes to building apps, because this is actually the first Swift app builder on the web, which means that the native language that developers use to build application to submit to the App Store, Apple's App Store, that's basically what this is building with. That's why it's such a powerful tool, and that's why the accuracy of the build when it comes to applications, specifically when you're submitting to Apple platforms, is incredible, right? So go ahead and try Roark Max. Now, pricing, the great thing is they give you really good free trials. So in the free plan, you can get 35 credits a month, which is plenty. You can use up to 5 credits a day, which, like I said, is a lot for you to do. But I would suggest using Roark Max because you get 5 uses a week. That's plenty. So because this is definitely the best option out there. So go ahead and sign up. And then once you're here, just go back to the main page and you're going to end up right here. And this is where you can choose whether you want to build your application for iPhone, for Android, or for the web, right? So as you can see right here, it says if you're choosing iPhone for iPhone or iPad, Apple Watch, with, basically with Swift UI. For Android, of course, it's going to use the native Android with Kotlin and Compose. And then for web, it's going to use Vite and React. Okay, so just go ahead and if you have an iPhone, obviously I have an iPhone, so I'm just going to choose this option. I'm just going to switch to my other account because I already have this. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to the main page here, so that way we can start fresh. All right. So this is where basically the front end starts, right? This is where we can go ahead and actually type our prompt here. I'm actually going to keep it very, very simple because I want to showcase how easy it is for us to build apps. Now, I already built a couple of projects here. So for instance, if I open this back up again, this is the daily habit tracker that we talked about. So I'm literally just going to copy and paste this, and then we're going to talk about other ways and how we can increase this prompt and the use case and everything else. So I'm just going to go ahead and type something very simple. So I'm just going to paste this. So I just said, build me a simple and modern mobile app for daily planning where users can add tasks and track habits. The app should have a clean home screen showing today's tasks and habit, allow users to add and complete tasks, create daily habits and mark them as done, include a basic calendar to see the past activity, keep it minimal, easy to use, mobile friendly. Right. And again, all of this is based on the fact that I'm trying to but build something similar to this that I talked about earlier in the intro of the video. Again, this app, which is a daily habit tracker, like I mentioned before, is generating 100K a month, which is absolutely insane. As you can see right here, and this is on App Store. It has really nice UIs, but, it's just basically a way for people to get into good habits and develop kind of like a streak here that kind of gives them motivation to continue. So I was like, let me just start with something just very, very simple, right? So that way we can just go ahead and try to not necessarily clone it, but just build something similar. And then I'm also going to talk about how you can actually clone an app itself just by pasting the link there. But anyways, one thing at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and now enter this. So now what this is going to do is now it's going to build the application using Roark Max, like I said, and this is going to basically start from scratch. It's going to build the name of the application. It's going to build actually an icon that could be submitted to the App Store and all of that. That's kind of like really cool thing about this platform is that it's kind of taking care of everything for you. And it's going to build like a V1 with different features, right? So it says that I'll build Bloom, a calm, minimal daily planner that combines tasks and habits with a clean calendar view. Now, of course, once this gets built, you always have the chance to kind of go back and forth and update the app if, any of the features, the look and feel, if you don't like any of it. And we're going to do that in a little bit. So as you can see right here, so it says the V1 feature is going to include a home, right? Today's date, hero, task list, habit rings, daily progress, tasks, add a complete, add a complete delete with a smooth swipe actions, habit, create daily habits, tap to complete with streaks. So all of these different features are available here that it's going to build out. Now let's say we don't like any of these features. We'll be able to change it in a little bit. So as you can see, it says generated an app icon, like a really nice little app icon here. Now it says now I'll design the app. I'll delete the template item.swift and build a tasteful theme, models, and 4 screens with the tab bar. You can see right here, these are different things it's working on. And as you can tell, it's using Swift right here, right? So like I mentioned before, Swift is the native language for the applications on the App Store. And then on the right-hand side, as you can see, this is where it says your app preview will appear here. The great thing is it's already in the mobile view, which I really like, to be honest, here, because there are other vibe coding applications where you're looking at the web view, right? And you can toggle to on the mobile, but it doesn't seem as authentic. And the great thing about this is that you can actually see it exactly on a mobile view. So that way you're from start to finish, you're looking at it exactly what it would look like if you were to publish in the App Store. And then on the right hand side, you have other features here that we're going to talk about once this gets completed. So let's go ahead and let this thing finish. All right, very cool. So it looks like it's done. So as you can see on the right hand side, now it's going to start the simulator. It's going to show you exactly what this looks like. There you go. So it's installing the app, right? I'm not touching anything, by the way. It's doing it automatically. That's the simulator here on the right hand side. All right, perfect. So look at how beautiful this front end looks just to begin with, right? So we've got our, the front page here. I can like move this up and down so you can see the whole thing. But you've got a nice little front end here that says, good morning, today's Bloom, 0%, a blank page, a task, or a habit to start your day, right? So you got habits here. Of course, it's blank at this point. And this is today. If I click on the right-hand side, you can see these are the different tasks, right? So this is the tasks bar. Open, today, done. Of course, there's nothing here yet. You have the ability to add with the plus button here. The next tab is the habits tab, right? You got this nice little sign of the leaf here, because that's kind of like similar to the Bloom icon here. So it's really cool that each habit is kind of like a little leaf of this. And then of course the last one is the calendar here, because that's exactly what we asked it to add there as well. So you can see the calendar works just like a normal one. It changes the days here based on whatever you select here on the calendar. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the front page. Now let's go ahead and test this thing out. Let's go ahead and just add a habit here. So I'm just going to add a habit. There you go. So it's got this nice little different icons here, right? So you can see, let's say I want to be able to walk for 30 minutes a day. Okay, so I'm just going to, you can select the color coding here, right? So let's say we select this pink right here. I'm just going to click on add habit. There you go, walk for 30 minutes a day. So you can click on this and it just turns it to complete, meaning that this was the habit. I want to make sure that I can click on it and have it be able to complete, or you can click back and it'll go back to its base. So there you go. So you get one habit. Now you can add from the top here, you can click on the plus button. You can add a new task, a new habit. So from here, let's say you want to, why not? Let's just do drink water, right? It's a good daily habit to have. So this time I'm going to just select this blue one right here. Click on add habit. There you go. So now you got 2 habits here. If I click on this, it's going to go back to 100%. Very cool already. So that's why, like I mentioned, this Roark Max actually takes care of a lot of these stuffs. Like you don't even have to know how to like be a developer or be able to know how to code or build an app before, right? Like it already takes care of a lot of the stuff, and you can go back and forth obviously and change any of the features that you don't like. So that's really cool. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the next section. This is adding a task, right? So what do you need to do? So let's say, I'm just going to say workout, right? I'm just going to change the color here. You can add notes, Sunday, May 10th, add a task. There you go. So now that's a task. If I go back to my main page here, you'll see I've got one task here that's incomplete, and I've got 2 daily habits. So if I click on this one, right? There you go. So now it strikes it once you click on complete here. So very cool already. Like I said, everything looks good. Let's say I'm like, hey, you know what? I kind of want to have the app be a little more kind of like a darker, right? Because let's say this is too light. So I can come back here and just describe exactly what I wanted to change. So let's say I want to make the app background a little darker themed. Okay. So I'm just going to press enter. So let's say, and the reason why I'm doing this is because just so you can see how easy it is to change like anything you want. So this is too light in my opinion. Let's say I don't like the screen to be way too light, at least the front end here, and I want to change it to a bit darker. So now all I'm going to do is just tell it to, hey, change the background to a little darker themed. So now let's go ahead and let this update those changes. So as you can see right here, so now it's going to go ahead and read the different themes and everything that's already in the app, and it's going to go ahead and make those changes for us. Now quickly in the bottom right here, so if I click on auto, so this automatically selects the model, but if you want to select something specific, then you have the ability to click and select that from here as well. Of course, I'm using Opus 4.7, and automatically it is going to use Opus 4.7, which is the best model right now in the market. So it's going to go ahead and automatically select that. But if you toggle the auto, like I said, you have the ability to select something else here. So I'm going to go back to auto here. Okay, so there you go. It says darken the background palette in theme.swift. The cream base and paper surfaces are now a deeper warm tone with softened blossom sage. Okay, and as you see, I can already tell that this is a bit darker, where before it was a little lighter. So now you can see it's already looking like exactly what I wanted to. So now again, you can keep changing whatever else you like. Okay, so that's how easily you can change these different things. And by the way, let's say you want to, be able to clone something like this, right? You're like, hey, you know what? I really like this app because it's already building exactly, or it's already generating revenue. You can actually literally take screenshots, or you can just copy the link and just add it to your, application on Roark there, and tell it to, hey, update the app look and feel based on the following screenshot or based on this app. Or you can start by literally cloning something, right? So lots of options there. You can just go back and forth with it here. Okay. So now let's say you've built your app, right? Everything is good to go. Now you want to be able to either publish the code, let's say to GitHub, or you want to actually publish this in the App Store. And that's kind of like the really cool part here. It makes it really simple. So all I have to do is now go to the top here, click on publish to App Store. Now it says no submissions, obviously. I'm going to click on new submission here. So I just want to talk about this obviously a little bit before you are able to submit this, because you need to have an Apple's developer account. But those are something that you can very easily create. So as you can see right here, you want to select the platform. We're going to select iOS, of course. Name, I'm just, we're keeping it as Bloom, but you can change this here, right? Like, let's say you want to do Bloom habits or something, right? You have the ability to change this right here as well. It says this name displayed on the App Store. This will be on the App Store. So you want to make sure that you're keeping it under that 30 characters. And then the app version, of course, you want to keep it as 1.000, because as you make updates, you'll be able to come and change that here. Bundle identifier, this is the unique ID for the app on the App Store. So you can just keep this as it is, or you can change it to whatever you like, right? And then as far as the icon itself, let's say you have some, your image yourself, an icon yourself that you've created, let's say with another application from outside, you have the ability to actually upload that here, or you can have something generated with AI. I'm just going to keep it as it is because this is kind of nice actually. So then afterwards, you're going to click on continue once all of this is done. Now you're going to go ahead and, so it's going to go ahead and save everything here. And the next step will be to add this to the Apple developer. Okay, there you go. Perfect. So it says now Apple developer membership required. You need to have an active Apple developer account to publish to the App Store. Membership costs $99 a year. Varies by country. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and click on sign up here. So in order to become a member, it's pretty simple. Obviously, you have to make the payment here. So you're going to click on the start membership. Go through this. It's very simple. You can sign up for an account, pay the money, come back, and make sure you put your username and password here, right? You have the Apple developer email and Apple developer password, just like you signed up there, and you're going to start the submission. Once you start the submission, it's going to go ahead and take you for the next steps as far as what you need to do. Again, you just have to follow it along. That's how simple it literally is, right? And after you submit it, it's going to go into review, and then Apple will send you an email as soon as the review of your app is complete, whether it was successful or you need to make other changes. Now, another thing is, like, as far as the code that this app is generated with, you can also publish this on GitHub. So let's say you want to keep track of the code. You just want to keep it also on a separate space as well. So you're going to come here in the three dots right here, right? You can also sync your project two-way with GitHub. So all you have to do is click on connect here. This is going to open up your GitHub account. So you're just going to install an authorized Roark agent to make sure that you have the ability to publish this or put this on a GitHub, so that way you have access to the code there. Okay, so it's very simple there. Now, another important thing is, let's say you're building an application that requires payment. Obviously, like we mentioned in the beginning, if you're building an application to generate revenue, payment is going to be a big part of that. So in order to add payment features here, you're going to click on the plus button here. So as you can see right here, they have multiple features here that you can add. There's the integration. You're going to click on payments here. Now, you can connect RevenueCat to add subscription and in-app purchases to your app. RevenueCat will handle all the payments across iOS and Android devices. This is one of the most popular integrations when it comes to payments, actually. So you're just going to click on RevenueCat. You're going to go through and create an account here. Again, this is probably the most popular, or one of the most popular payment integration for iOS applications and Android. So same thing. It's very simple. You just go through, sign up for your account, connect it, and now you have the ability to take payments from your app. So go ahead and take a look at that. Now you can also add other features like images, and like, for instance, if you want to add the ability to analyze images, generate images, text generation, chat, and agents, all of this could be done right here through these different models, language models that are available, right? So let's say for analyzation of images, you can use Sonnet 4.6, GPT 5.2, Gemini through Flash. Generating images, right? Obviously, GPT Image 2 is probably one of the best image models in the market, or Gemini 3 is also incredible. So you can have the ability to actually give your application the ability to generate images via these different platforms. So again, lots of options there. So I don't want to keep this, I want to keep this video short and not make it too long, but feel free to play around. There's lots of ways you can add different things to your application. So again, go ahead and test this out. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Again, it's one of the most incredible ways to create application. I can't believe how simple it's gotten. And check it out. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment below. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.